Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna let it out tonight. We're gonna let it out tonight. We're gonna let it out just like the sunrise. We're gonna let it out. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna let it out tonight. We're gonna let it out tonight. We're gonna let it out just like the sunrise. We're gonna let it out. Good evening. How's everybody doing? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. My name is Tanya or TitaniumBuilt. If you're new here, if you're not new here, you obviously know who I am. You're like, I know who you are. So I don't need to repeat it. But welcome in and happy St. Patty's Day to ya. I wore my green. I mean, not like you guys could pinch me anyway, but you know, you never know. Gotta be wearing the green for St. Patrick's Day. So hopefully you got your green on. If not, if you're a member, you're already wearing your green tonight. Your whole name's in green. So you are excused. The rest of y'all better have your green on. Hey, Mike. Hey, Ladybug. Hey, Dawn. It's good to see you guys. Hey, Mary Beth. Hey, Michelle. We'll go ahead. We'll get started after we say hi to the people in the chat. You like art, Mary Beth? I don't. I'm like, well, it's not that I don't like it. I'm not good at it. Hey, Lord Mama. Welcome in. You're dancing to the beat. I know I do. We have 3 different songs now for we have one for members. We have one for this channel for TitaniumBuilt, and then for the second channel, Unfiltered. But I might switch the Unfiltered one. I might switch that song since we're going a different way with the channel. Hey, Wicked. Welcome in. If I miss you guys, I'm sorry. Hey, Michelle, if I didn't say hello to you yet. Hey, Tony. Hey, Crafty One. I try not to miss anybody, but sometimes I do. We are pretty nice over here, Michelle. I like to say we are. I like to say this is the nicest chat on the YouTube streets. Because I've been in a lot of chats. Sometimes I'm just lurking. Hey, Lisa. Sometimes I don't say, I don't say anything, but I always read chat. Like if I'm not doing anything, if I'm not busy, like up, like cleaning or something, sometimes I will just like, I'll get fixated on someone's chat. And it's amazing what you'll see some of those people in the chat do, you know? It's me. It's me. Hey, Karina, welcome in. Oh, you're talking about on, yeah, I'm on the island. I didn't know I was until I clicked on there the other night. Well, a few weeks ago. And then I tried to call Dolly, but it was too busy for me to call in. I was gonna call in there and be like, "Just give me the award, whatever it is." Just just to be, like, funny. "Hey, DM, 50% Irish, Mary Beth?" I bet. I bet everybody well, actually, I bet you are truly because you look like you are, but I bet you everybody is a little bit of Irish today. If you wanna go drink, you're like, "Phew, I'm a third Irish." No, I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are Irish. I feel like there's a lot of Irish people. Do you guys think that? I feel like maybe it's an Ohio thing, but a lot of people in Ohio are Irish. Do you have an Irish temper? Do Irish people have a temper? Because I could see that. I'm Irish. Hey, Boone. I don't know how much, but I am Irish. Hey, Lori. Welcome in. And thank you, Boone, for hitting that like button and telling people to do that. Hey, Tempest. Lori's in here. We got everybody's in here. Looks like we're getting we got the crowd a coming. Hey, Ashley. Good to see you again. Hey, Catherine. Thank Karina. Thank you. Hey, Kellyanne. You got green eyes? See, shoot. Like, but nobody better be pinching me. Plus, if anyone ever pinched me, I would be like, you better just back it up all the way up. Unless it was Aries. Aries, you're the only person I'd let come close enough to pinch me. Knock the rest of them out. Hey, Aries. And how are you doing? How is the weather up there? Hey, True Crime Lullabies. How are you doing? How's the weather where you guys are? Where everyone is? This is a family chat. It is. We do have the family in here. Hey, Princess Elsa. My brother was in here one night. I wish he'd come in here tonight so I could tell him happy birthday. No one's gotten a hold of me yet. I just feel like I should know why my brother doesn't have the old Facebook anymore. Let me check, see if I got a message real quick since we are sitting here. Oh, she did send me a message. Oh, she sent me his phone number. So, okay. Maybe he doesn't have the Facebook anymore. Now, how am I going to spy on him? I never get on there anyway. I just spy. I'm just kidding. But I do get on there like every once in a while. I'll go over to Facebook and I'll scroll for a minute. And I do like to see a new picture of him, if he has like a new picture out. Hey, Willows. Welcome in. Hey, Miss Rosebud. Hey, Sharon. Irish Catholics and no birth control. that, that sounds about right. That sounds about like my grandmother. That sounds like my grandmother. We used to say that woman she'd have her Bible in one hand and be going at you with the 7 and 7 in the other hand. Hey, Mandy. It made me laugh. Oh, don't make me laugh. Whenever you make me laugh, like and if I tear up, then I always have to blow my nose. Hey, Tammy's Clips. It's the weather's depressing. Keep showing me on TikTok. That's so funny. Oh, see, Vincent will do the TikTok. I've been trying. Oh, that's so good. True Crime Lullabies. Hey, Jody. Oh, I just jumped my thing went so. Thank you. Thank you, Tammy's Clips. I appreciate that. It's snowing. Oh, it's not snowing here. Thank goodness. We're not doing any of that. Oh gosh. Oh, I'm like the thought. I was like, but the other day I was like, spring's coming. And then today wasn't bad. It was like 40s and sunny, so it wasn't bad. But yesterday it was raining and just rain and rain, rain. I hated yesterday's rain. I hated yesterday's rain. Crafty one, that's funny. Oh, I'm sure there is, Mary Beth. I mean, I don't wear a whole lot of, I guess I do wear a lot of different colors. Kind of, sort of, a little bit maybe. Okay. So now that I got y'all in here, let's talk about Idaho 4. I have a few different things up on my screen that I was going to go a few different ways with this live today. So I was going to get on and listen to Law and Crime and then like have like a presentation. Well, when I went over there to listen to it, I was a little disappointed at the full video. So, but in the beginning, she makes some valid points and some points that we might not have heard in the 911 call. So we will listen to that. But then after that, we'll just kind of go from there. I have a podcast up, and I also have all the pictures that was taken of the area, like the King Road area, the morning of the murders, and the days after the murders. So we can always go through those as well. But yeah. So let me get this up here for us. And while I'm doing that, if you don't mind, hit the like button. Hey, Cat K. Entering listening mode. Welcome in, everybody. Okay, where was I wanting to go with this? Over here. Okay. We're just going to listen to the first few minutes of this segment. Well, probably the first maybe 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. But Anjanette Levy comes out and she listens to the audio and she boosts the audio for the 911 call, which we've listened to it boosted. This sounds a little more clear though. They boosted, I guess, the background audio that she said. I can't understand exactly what they're saying, but I know a lot of you guys were saying things like you had heard them say Kaylee's name, and she's agreeing that like she thinks she hears that as well. So I'm going to listen to this segment with my headphones on whenever they get to the 911 call. That's what I want to listen to. That way I can see if I can hear anything else, because I've listened to it 50 times without my headphones on, and I don't know why. They're right here. I don't just put my headphones in and see if I can hear it a little bit better, because normally you can. So if you have headphones and you want to put them in, now would be the time to find them. So we'll go ahead. We'll listen to this. Like I said, we're only going to listen to the first like 5 to 10 minutes of this.
Of course, it was just before noon on November 13th, 2022,
when
the roommates who survived the horror on King Road called 911. We've boosted the audio so we can hear what's going on in the background. And I'll tell you what I'm hearing and what I think is happening. Some of it is still hard to hear, and I want to know what you're hearing. So if you hear something different from what I think I'm hearing, please put it in the comments. We're also going to look at why it took more than 2 years for this call to be released. Now, at the beginning of the call, a neighbor said one of the roommates was passed out. That was Xana Kernodle. It would only take a few minutes for police to arrive and realize that it was much, much worse than that. Xana, Ethan Chapen, Maddie Mogan, and Kaylee Gonsalves had been stabbed to death. A massive police investigation unfolded, and more than 6 weeks later, Washington State University PhD student Brian Kohberger was arrested and charged with murdering Maddie, Kaylee, Ethan, and Xana. He faces the possibility of the death penalty if he's convicted. At this point, Kohberger says he didn't commit these crimes. Now back to the 911 call. The phone was passed around quite a bit. The roommates were scared. The call starts with roommate Bethany Funk. 4 people, including the 2 roommates, a neighbor and a friend of Ethan's named Hunter Johnson, all talk to the 911 dispatcher, but there are also things in the background that you can hear only if you listen very closely. So let's listen, and I'm going to put text on the screen for those things in the background.
11:55 a.m. 42 seconds, November 13, 2022. 911 location of your emergency.
Hi, something is happening. Something happened in our house. We don't know what.
What is the address of the emergency?
1122.
Like right through there, I don't know what they're saying.
What is the rest of the address?
Oh, Kings Road.
Okay. And is that a house or an apartment?
It's a house.
Can you repeat the address to make sure that I have it right?
I'll talk to you guys. We live at the White, so we're next to them.
I need someone to repeat the address for verification.
The address, 1122 King Road.
And what's the phone number that you're calling from?
What? 3731.
And tell me exactly what's going on.
One of the roommates is passed out, and she was drunk last night, and she's not waking up.
Okay.
Oh, and they saw some man in their house last night. Yeah. Hi, this is
And are you with the patient? Okay, I need someone to keep the phone, stop passing it around.
Can I just tell you what happened pretty much?
What is
So you can hear her say like, "Hi, this is Dylan" in the background.
going on currently? Is someone passed out right now?
I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m.
Okay, I need to know what's going on right now if someone is passed out. Can you find that out?
Yeah, I'll come. Come on, we gotta go check. But we have to. Did she pass out?
And they said, "I need to know." Like someone in the background, that's what it sounds like. I need to know.
Did she pass out? What's wrong?
Now, did you hear that? It sounds like a woman in the background is saying, "I need to know." And Hunter, the friend of Ethan Chapen's who came over to the house, went up to the second floor of the house and says, "Xana, Ethan." And it sounds like he may be knocking on a door. And to be clear, this is what it sounds like to me. The roommate, Dylan, who saw the man in the house, is the one on the phone. And it sounds like she says, "Please be passed out." And Hunter then says again, "Xana, wake up." I'm going to play that portion of the call again.
Okay, I need to know what's going on right now if someone is passed out. Can you find that out?
Yeah, I'll come. Come on, we gotta go check. But we have to. Did she pass out? She's passed out. What's wrong? She's not waking up.
Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way.
Okay, thank you. What's wrong?
So I can hear it better with the headphones. But yeah, poor Kaylee. I could hear that part now. I'll go back so you guys could hear that one again. But yeah, I could definitely hear it that time.
Yeah.
So this is what I don't understand. If she must, since I'm, this is what I'm gonna gather, right? I'm gonna gather that she's in her head thinking, right, that Kaylee and Maddie, neither of them had answered the phone when she had tried to call and she had tried to text them. None of them responded up on the third floor. So I think she's saying in that moment, she's thinking and, in her head, and she's going, poor Kaylee, because I think she knows what she's going to find. If what they're finding on the second floor is so bad that Hunter is telling them to get out, that it's bad enough to where, the roommates on the third floor, the same thing must have happened to them. I don't understand why they didn't go up there, didn't holler up there maybe. But in that moment, someone's telling you to get out, get out, get out. I would be probably getting out too. So, hey, Wandering Orphan. Yeah, and I think Hunter's the one that was making the noise in the back row, like, well, more in the forefront, but and we can go back a little bit too. The breathing isn't him though. That's Beth or Dylan.
Okay, and how old is she?
She's 20.
I want to tell you about something that Megyn Kelly has out right now. It's a true. The disappearance occurred from her. Kelly is taking you back inside. She interviews Bing's the first ever comments from one of the Megyn Kelly investors on the MegynKelly.com. So earlier in the call, you had heard Dylan say, we have to go check on them. So this is what I'm thinking may have happened based on what we heard. It sounds like Hunter went to the second floor and possibly Xana Kernodle's bedroom door was closed. Hunter calls for Xana and Ethan and they don't respond. He possibly knocks on that door and says, Xana, wake up. Dylan says what sounds like, please be passed out. Then there's heavy breathing and what sounds like, poor Kaylee. Finally, Hunter says, get out, let's get out. He possibly knocks on that door.
I'll go back a little bit since I was taking my headphones out and it kept pausing it.
Hunter calls for Xana and Ethan and they don't respond. He possibly knocks on that door and says, Xana, wake up. Dylan says what sounds like, please be passed out. Then there's heavy breathing and what sounds like, poor Kaylee. Finally, Hunter says, get out, let's get out. I'm going to pick it up from there.
Okay, and how old is she?
She's 20.
20, you said?
Yes, 20. Here, 20.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, I need someone to stop passing the phone around because I've talked to 4 different people.
Okay, sorry, they just gave me the phone.
Is she breathing?
Hello?
Is she breathing?
No.
Okay.
Bethany, Dylan, I need you to keep talking to them, okay? I can't talk to them, I need you to talk to them.
Okay. Hello?
Okay. I have already sent the ambulance and law enforcement. Stay on the line. If there is a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
Say that again? There's a police here right now.
Okay. If there is a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
We don't have one. I think yes. Do you have a defibrillator? Yes, we have one.
Are you talking to the officer?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to let you go since he's there with you and can help you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Now, from what I can gather from the 911 call, it does not sound like Hunter went to the third floor where Kaylee Gonsalves and Maddie Mogan were found dead in Maddie's bed. Kaylee's father, Steve Gonsalves, spoke to News Nation about the audio of the call and what Hunter Johnson told him.
I talked to Hunter directly, and it sucks. He had a broken soul. This is a man who's seen his best friend dead, like dying, like gone. So we exchanged a moment and I talked to him, and he was trying to protect everyone in that house to not go through what was overwhelming him at the moment. So
And we'll go over that interview with Steve as well. I did do an interview. I think it was his interview with another channel on my channel. So if you do want to check it out, you can. It's there. But I figured we go through some of these pictures tonight, and then we can listen to this podcast if we have enough time. If not, we'll go over that in the next live. But I'm going to go through and show these to you guys and flip through them, and they're going to be pictures from November 12th on through. And if there's like a picture or a video that you see that you are like, wait, hold on a second, stop it there, let me know, and we'll stop and we'll pull up whatever you think you're seeing. So this is the first picture, obviously, in the bunch, but this is going to be before the homicides. This is Sunday, November. I don't know why it says before this. I don't know why it says November 13th, but it would have been the 12th. This actually would have been the 13th. I'm sorry, they're right, because it would have been around 1:40 in the morning. But you just see the Corner Club picture here, and picture of them at the grub truck. This is going to be after the homicides, Sunday, November 13th, 2022. I don't know why these are checked like that. Like, oh, I think they all are. Okay, never mind. See if you want to check them. Okay. Because there are some videos like this. There's a video here. This video is this is from, I wish I could pull it up really fast, but this is the house that's down the road from the 1122 King Avenue. So you can see, or King Road. So you can see the 1112 house, the blue house that's right ahead, like straight ahead, that had that camera on it on the outside. You can see that house there. So up the street from that house is a group of students that are all like sitting down with blankets and such. I think that those are Dylan's probably over there, Bethany maybe, Hunter maybe. I don't know if the cops had already escorted them off of the premises at this point or not. They could have, and then this could be just another, set of people that are just in distress that are outside of the home. But you do see the students outside and they are in distress. They're not like out there having a party like some people, say, because they say, these kids are responsible. But I'll let this play a couple times because it's only like 5 seconds long and it like zooms in and then that's pretty much it.
Wait, whose dog is it? Kaylee's.
Oh, and I guess they're taking the dog out, it looks like.
Wait, whose dog is it? Kaylee's. Wait, whose dog is it? Kaylee's.
They say Kaylee's. So I don't see it in the video myself, but they must have saw something to say, whose dog is that? The clean dog, yes. In my opinion, that dog was locked up in that room before the like when either like during the homicides, like I believe that's when Brian Kohlberger was in Maddie's room. I believe that's what woke up Kaylee, and I believe Kaylee was in her own room. If there's a picture in here, I'll show it to you guys. If not, I can pull it up. The reasoning why I think this way, but I think that Kaylee got out of her bed and she could see out of her door straight to Maddie's bed. So I think she saw like this tall figure. She didn't know who it was, but she knew that it wasn't Kaylee or Maddie's boyfriend. So she turned around and I think maybe that's when she said there's someone here, and maybe she was talking to Murphy, like there's someone here, and she closed the door, turned around and closed it. That's kind of where my mind is going. "4 a.m. this happened. Me too, Tony. We had Kaylee, Maddie on the 3rd floor, Xana, Dylan on the 2nd floor, and then Bethany was on the 1st floor. There were 6 bedrooms, but 5 girls living there at the time. And then, you know, obviously this is their house. Very strange. Strange house, if you ask me. I wonder if I could like blow these up and then just go like this. I can. Oh, it even gives you like a little like thing down here. Officers investigate a homicide at the apartment complex south of the University of Idaho campus. Well, it's not really an apartment complex. That was kind of wrong. A Moscow police officer guards the back door of a home at 1122 King Road during a home investigation on Sunday, November 13th. Well, maybe he is guarding the door. Hell, I don't know, but I know this is before the crime scene crew was there because there's no red tape on the door. So, man, I wish we had a picture right before he opened that door. Well, he's taking his job very seriously, it looks like. And then of course, every news agency started to descend on Moscow shortly after. And then vandal alert, Moscow PD is investigating a homicide on King Road near campus. Suspect is not known at this time. Stay away from the area and shelter in place. And that was at 4:07 p.m. on November 13th, 2022. It took him that long to get a vandal alert out? That's I mean, 4 hours. Garrett, pretty much. Yeah. Like pretty much he did, yeah. They're trying to decide on a motive. They're trying to figure out what the motive was. They may know and may not be telling us, but there's a few different motives that people have been saying that they think it could be that he was either, you know, jealous of the group as a whole and wanted to have a life more like them, or maybe he was infatuated with one of the girls that lived at the house. At this time, we don't have any proof either way. We don't have any proof of any way that, you know, he was really connected to these victims, other than through the DNA. He did leave a knife sheath with his DNA on it, on the inside of the button snap, and it was partially under Maddie Mogan's leg. So, not a good place to leave a knife sheath. But the Moscow, Idaho Police Department is conducting an investigation of a homicide that occurred adjacent to the University of Idaho campus. At this time, we are not aware of any threat to WSU Pullman campus community. So that's what Brian would have received. Imagine, you know, being him. He got his alert, you know, and I wonder when his alert came in. I'm not sure. I wish I knew. It doesn't say. I wish I would know. I wish I could tell you. Okay, so it says update November 13th. At 5:21 p.m., 4 people found dead in Moscow. Didn't his phone go, wasn't it 5 o'clock it went radio silent till 8:30 or something? I have the PCA right here. I mean, I don't have to read through all of it to get to that, but I can. Because I'm wondering if he got this alert, right? Let's say that he got this alert at 5:21 and he gets in his car and gets out of Dodge, turns his phone off. I mean, that could be it. That could be a thing by 5:30, phone's either turned off or dead, out of service. It was probably turned off. And then it says U of I classes will be canceled November 14th to honor student victims. I don't know why they said that. They should have said U of I classes will be canceled because we have murder victims all up in here. The way they worded things, Sorry, I keep hitting my watch on the desk. And so this is when the classes were canceled. And let me see if I can. That's really nice. Oops. Well, I could have done that with my mouse. Oh, shoot. Okay. It is with deep sadness that I share with you. This is, when was this? I'm assuming on the 13th or the 14th. It is with deep sadness that I share. Why doesn't it let me do it anymore? Okay, there we go. Share with you that the university was notified today of the death of 4 University of Idaho students living off campus believed to be the victims of homicide. Out of respect for those fellow vandals, classes statewide and online are canceled Monday, November 14th. All campuses remain open. Classes will resume Tuesday, November 15th. No, they won't. The Moscow Police Department is investigating, and the families of these students have been notified. We continue to actively aid law enforcement's efforts. MPD does not believe there is an active threat. I never got that. How can you possibly say that there's not an active threat when you have someone out there on the loose that just unalived 4 people? There's a huge threat. It should say, if you know who this person is, consider them armed and extremely dangerous and stay away from them and call the police. But okay. We are grateful for the support of the community and the ongoing efforts of the police department. The university is committed to supporting students and families during this difficult time. Students impacted have support options available. Students can reach out to the Counseling and Testing Center on the 3rd floor of Mary Fornery Hall or call 208-885-6716 for support. Press option 3 for immediate support in the evenings and on weekends. Students can visit the 4th floor of the ISUB building or ISUB from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow, Monday, for immediate drop-in counseling support. Students can also visit the Dean of Students office in TLC 232 should you require assistance. Employees needing assistance should use the free and confidential EAP resource available through your benefits. Watch your email Monday for details about additional support resources. An event of this magnitude can understandably have a significant impact on those left behind. As vandals, we must come together and lift each other up. If you are worried about a student or employee and are unsure of what to do, please file a vandal care report. More details will be released as they become available. If you have any information about the crime, call the Moscow Police Department. Our thoughts and prayers are with the families of our students as the vandal family mourns their losses. So that was, I believe, the first official statement, really.
This hour, we are tracking breaking news. Just a moment ago, Moscow police confirmed 4 people were found dead in a home just steps away from the University of Idaho campus. Right now, we're continuing to work to get more details tonight. We know that students were ordered to shelter in place for a time this afternoon because of the scene's proximity to campus. That order has been lifted. Krem 2 crews traveled down to Moscow as reports came in earlier today. We go.
In my opinion, they only did that because they didn't want people in the area, like, because they wanted their police to be able to get in and out of there. In and out of there easier. Does that make sense?
Janelle Finch, and she was one of the first reporters on scene to talk with police and with neighbors in the area. Janelle.
I've been here in Moscow on scene since about 3 p.m. Since I've been here, I've watched Moscow police cars come in and out of this neighborhood where officials found 4 people dead. Neighbors say they began noticing police cars flood the area around 12 p.m. today. Moscow police say they responded to a call here on King Road for an unconscious individual. Upon further investigation, officials found 4 people dead. While police investigated the scene, the University of Idaho enacted a shelter-in-place alert as university officials reported a homicide near campus. As we've stated, that alert is lifted at this time. Neighbors say most people living in this area are a part of U of I Greek life or are students, but we do not know the identities of those involved or who lives at the residence. Officials are investigating. This is a very much developing situation, and we will continue to stay on the grounds until we have more information to report back to you. Until then, in Moscow, Janelle Finch, KREM 2 News.
Thank you so much, Janelle. And KREM 2 will stay on scene in Moscow throughout tonight, and we'll continue to bring you an update coming up during our 6 o'clock newscast. Thank you so much, Janelle.
Oh, thank you so much, Janelle. Wow. Okay. I forgot I had those videos in here, like the clipped videos. I was like, what is that? Right. Thanks, Sharon. Appreciate that. Hey, Angel. So it says the victims were Madison Mogan, 21 of Coeur d'Alene, Kaylee Gonzalez, 21 of Rathdrum, Xander Kernodle, 20 of Avondale, Arizona, and Ethan Chapen, 20 from Conway, Washington. And then the Mad Greek they posted, of course, they, the 2 of the girls had worked there. It says, it is with a broken heart and deep sadness to share with you that we have lost 2 of our own here at Mad Greek. Xana and Maddie have been servers here for several years and brought so much joy to our restaurant and all of those who they encountered. Maddie was also the face behind our social media pages. With this incredible loss, we have shut down to process and grieve. Our deepest sympathies go out to all of the friends and families of Xana and Maddie, Ethan and Kaylee. As a team, we offer our support to anyone in need at this time. Jackie and all of the Mad Greek family. You will be greatly missed. Thank you for being part of our family/team and for helping me so much over the years. Until we meet again, love, the world's best boss. That's sad. You do become a family, like when you work in serving, like, or in a restaurant, I mean, in general. So that's really sad. I know, I think my first video on this case was like the 14th, 15th, maybe. I know we were on it by the 16th because they had the press conference and we had already known, about it. Just students, people gathering. This picture here is the one I said looked like Brian Kohlberger. This guy right here looks just like him. Spitting image. From the side, doesn't he look like Brian Kohlberger, the guy in the blue? Yeah, we've been on this case for a while, haven't we? It's been a journey. That's why I can't wait until August so we can, get this show on the road. But that's as far as I think I could zoom in. But I mean, I don't know who this person is, but they be looking like Brian Kohlberger. You remember going into labor the same day they arrested him? Wow, that is wild. I'd be like, baby, you better hold on for a second. I mean, I, I could see it being a jealousy thing. I could see it being jealousy. Are these gonna, oh, let me just fix the screen. Maybe. if it'll let me. I have this little, like, my iPad's right here. So it's like in the way of my trackpad, which I need to like figure that out. Because every time I go to do the trackpad, it's like takes me forever. So sorry about that, guys. This is the trash that they took. They took this trash, but they didn't take the trash at the back door. Not for a long time. Not until they demoed that house. So that trash sat out there for months and months and months. Now I don't know why they didn't feel it relevant to take. I don't know why that. I would like to call and ask them that. You think they'd give me an answer? Probably not. Officers patrol an apartment complex south of campus where 4 deceased University of Idaho students were found. It says the Moscow Police Department has labeled the deaths as homicides, but maintains there is not an active risk to the community. Yeah. See, this looks like it would just be hard to go in the back way to their house from that parking, like parking lot, because that's like right back here. Like to me, that just seems like a lot. Let me know if you guys have seen these pictures too. It says November 14th, 2022. Officers walking people to their cars so they can leave. Wait, hold on a second. Oh, never mind. I didn't know what that was back there. It's just an apartment complex. Has Bill Thompson's beard gotten longer? Like maybe he's not shaving until the end of this case or something. Where are you at now? Like, I think it's grown out. Trying to find like here's when they were like arrested him. It just looks fuller or something here. I don't know. He looks a little worried here. Probably because he had a unaliver out on the loose, Man. But that is one perfected beard. And this will be our second case covering that when it goes to court, like trial that we've covered. And I just realized my light's not on behind me, but this will be the second one that we've covered where the lead prosecutor is a lead guitarist in a band. And I crap you not. Our dude, Bill Thompson, he likes to get down with the get down on the weekends. You can't even tell. I'm over here like, look at this. Look at this. Okay. I thought I just heard something beep. No one's backstage. Okay, that's weird. Hey, Lenora. Hey, Phantom. If he's put to firing squad, would you be able to watch it? Hell no. But I wouldn't be able to watch it if they gave him the needle neither. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't do neither. I couldn't watch. That's just me. But that is a good question. It's a very good question, Phantom. That is. So this is them on the balcony in the back yard, backside of the house. You can see that's like Kaylee's little makeup area, vanity, because there's lights on it. That was the first time I've noticed that. Is he just there to stand guard? Maybe. Probably. Because these are crime scene, investigators. They're not like carrying weapons with them. Most of the time they're not. Now, to me, I feel like if you parked up here and you walked down and you went up through the front door, it would be just a lot easier to manage than to try to slide down that embankment in the back. I hope they'll have some pictures of like the outside at night. I can't remember if they do or not. And then there's the biological stuff that came out of the actual house foundation. That's how bad these, murders were. That almost looks like a crop picture. Pictures of the house. So Idaho State Police. And they called them in right away, State Police Forensics. I was looking at the chat. If I ever get quiet, that's usually what I'm doing. Kiwi mate, right? He should have been nominated and won. Those sweater vests that he wears and the jackets that look like they've probably been hung up in his closet the last 40 years of his life. I think that he's very stylish. He just is that kind of guy. He has a classic style. Oh, and somebody said, remind me because I saw Kaylee's car. Someone was saying that Kaylee's parents sold her car. No, they didn't. They didn't do that. They just posted about it the other day. I don't know who thought that they did, but they didn't. They didn't sell her a vehicle. Putting on their booties. Guess you got to, be bootied up. Got to be ready to go in there. Now, I would like to see them taking their booties when they're coming off, or coming out, taking their booties off. You know what I mean? Like when they're coming out, just to see if there is anything on the bottom of them or on the side or anywhere that you can see. Because if there was I can see there not being a lot of, biological evidence around the house. If he wiped the weapon off after every, after he was done on the third floor, it would still be on his clothing, of course, but it wouldn't be like he's walking around with it dripping off of a weapon. He also didn't encounter, as far as we know, everybody was in their bedrooms, so it would be kind of just mostly contained, I feel to those rooms as well. But I still think that there would be somewhere, you would think. And I don't think he cleaned up the place. I don't think that's it. Although somebody with OCD.
North Idaho, where 4
Sorry. This was, I'm not sure when this one was put out.
University of Idaho students were found dead in an off-campus house yesterday morning. Today, both the university and police
They have to.
identified the students who were killed. 3 of them are from Idaho. News Channel 7's Andrew Bartline and photographer
Sorry,
Troy
guys.
Colson made their way up to Moscow today. Andrew is now live at the scene. So, Andrew, what can you tell us since you've arrived there?
Well, first off, we'll set the scene for where we are on campus. It's kind of the corner of Queen and King. If you're not familiar with their roads, I mean, it's just kind of off the campus, kind of near one of those Greek row sections that's sort of broken into 2 here up at the University of Idaho, pretty close to that water tower. We talked with the Moscow mayor, Art Bedke. He tells us that it's just the start of an investigation. He tells us that this scene is complex. It's going to take time to work through. He said the Idaho State Police is going to be bringing up a mobile unit to the area as well to sort of sort through this more complex crime scene, he says. He says there's no ongoing threat at the time. Wanted to make that clear and echo what we've heard from police, but there is no suspect. There's nobody in custody right now in relation to this. Now, this quote that's going around, a crime of passion that has been seen in several media outlets published, he clarified that to us. The mayor is not saying it is a crime of passion. He says it could be a crime of passion. He also clarified that it could have been a burglary gone wrong. There's a couple different options right now, but again, complex scene, working through it to find out. Now, we'll show you what some video of this looks like earlier today as you're looking around at this area. The tape is still up. As Doug said, 4 students dead. That they were found around noon yesterday. It is a homicide investigation. And now the names are known to us. It's Ethan Chapen.
Do you guys remember him getting that shot of the white car? Like, they thought it was Brian Kohlberger's car in the background up here. I wonder if this is the video. I'll keep watching. That was a white truck, though, that just passed.
Madison Mogan, Xana Cornoodle, and Kaylee Goncalves. And we talked with a neighbor who lives right next door to them. She said she knew nothing the night of, but police cars the day after sort of woke them up around noon. And now she says her and all of her roommates and people on this block are going home early for Thanksgiving break.
A lot of people left last night, and then we were like, I know we were like one of the only ones who like actually stayed here last night. My mom has called me every single hour for since 7 a.m. this morning. So yeah, they want me to come home if I don't feel safe. They just said, come home. Like, a week worth of school isn't worth it. Like, if you're just gonna be scared every night. So it was just like every little noise. I was like, is someone in the house? Like, I don't know. And it was just scary. Like, it's all just shocking and scary. Like, I never would have thought that this would have happened here.
The university canceled classes today. Classes are scheduled to resume tomorrow, but as we mentioned, a handful of students are leaving early. And actually the scene right now, if you want to take us back, you can see that a car is actually now driving in onto the property. This is a Moscow police car. There's already 1 police car on the property right now, so that would make it 2. That other car has been there since we got here earlier today. That was around, I believe, 4 o'clock Mountain Time. So there's a couple moving pieces right now, and it looks like there might be another car. And it does, no, never mind, I take that back. That is a residential car nonetheless. But we're going to stay on top of this. We're going to have more for you at the news at 10, more of our conversation with the mayor and from the people who live in this neighborhood, sort of how they're handling this situation right now. Doug.
Andrew, thank you for getting us up to speed there live in Moscow. Look for your report tonight.
Actually, I think I lied. I don't think that's what it was. I think maybe, was that right? Was the extra car in the driveway, was that Hunter and Maisie and they shared a car, or am I getting it confused because it has been a long, long time. But I know that 2 of the triplets shared a car. I don't know if it was Maisie and Hunter. But for some reason, that's just what popped in my head, and that was their car. Yeah, I think it was theirs too. I think that they had went over there the day to watch the game, and they left their vehicle there. And since all this happened that night, they didn't get their vehicle back. Because I think that they had 2 of their cars, like 2 of the Chapen vehicles. I'm thinking that, so.
On the news.
Oh, that was it. Okay. So back to Fox News Digital and their great pictures. Because if it was not for them, we would not have any pictures of the inside of this house or any of the outside, really. Not as much anyway. They really did do their, they were zooming in. Look at them. You can see the trees right here around. That's tree. They weren't trying to let anybody see the inside of the crime scene at all. So this is the table when it was all cleaned off. They marked that window for some reason. Not sure why. I mean, they marked it with an evidence sticker. I don't know. Maybe they marked all the windows. Like after they process them, mark them with an evidence sticker. So you know you processed it. Inside, you can just see like their little frying pan on the stove. That's the back of the house. Four University of Idaho students killed in crime of passion. That's what the mayor said.
Can you first just tell me how?
Oh, whoops.
Can you first just tell me how you got?
You can listen to this. Now tell me that doesn't look like Haley. This is the interviewer for the Chapen family.
Guys are doing.
That's a tough question.
It is a tough question.
It's not something you ever expect to hear, ever. Like the call we took from our kids who were there, and you just expect to outlive your kids. Honestly, I don't know. We're just trying to process it. It's not a call that you think that you're going to have to speak with the funeral home directors and the FBI and have it hit national news. I mean, we're more concerned, Ethan was a triplet, and that's a big thing. There's a couple of things. Ethan was a triplet, and that's the most important thing for us because we have these other two kids that are very impacted by this.
So
and
sad.
They need to be lifted up and cared for. And I think the other thing that's important to us is the reason why we've agreed to do this is, number one, you're local. And number two, it's important for us to get Ethan's story out. We don't really want anybody else representing him. And it's hard to have people speaking on his behalf. So we think it's best for us to do this.
And you did say, of course, that he was a triplet, and looking through the pictures you sent, like you said, they seem to be always together. I mean, did they all go to high school and then college together also?
Yeah. Elementary, yeah. High school, everything, college, they all went to the same university. Yeah, I mean, everything. We travel, we play, we hike, everything we do is all of us together. I mean, we're a pretty tight family.
Did you say that they were the ones that called you about this happening?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
And then are you guys all back together now?
Wow.
Yeah, we're in our home.
Imagine that. We talked on the members live today about stuff like this. Having to tell somebody, someone's gone. I couldn't imagine having to tell my parents their child was murdered.
Northern Idaho, our summer home. We're going to be here for a couple of days just to regroup a little.
Yeah.
And can you just tell me a little bit about Ethan? I think I was told he was very athletic. I think he played basketball and tennis or basketball. Just tell me a little about his interests. What did Ethan like to do?
Anything.
He played
you name
anything.
It, he played it, literally. Yeah. I think we just watched a thing from the university, spike ball champion, volleyball champion. I mean, right? I mean, he just literally would play and do anything. He played club soccer for years. We traveled, all of our kids are athletic, and we traveled every weekend, and he was involved in anything. He just literally, he was, I don't know.
He just loved to play everything.
He did.
All
he loved
sports.
sports. I mean, our love language with him was sports. Like, I literally watched, I follow like NFL football so that I can literally have a conversation with Ethan, because I could, send him a text message, and, that was I don't know, just everything. I don't know, that and country music. I mean, yeah. He's funny. He literally, we were trying to have a conversation really quickly about our favorite memory. We can't come up with one. I mean, he literally lit up every room, everybody. He was friend to all. He was an incredible human. I mean, one of a kind, popular. I mean, not that that matters, but I don't know. I think we believe that if you literally asked anybody in his life, anybody, they would tell you the same exact thing. I mean, I just got an email from his counselor at college, and he was just said, I love that kid the minute I met him. He literally walked in my office last week, and it was just simply to say hi. He had a huge smile. The whole, like, you know, the feeling inside of the office changed just because he walked in. He always had something funny to say. That's been something we've talked a lot about. I mean, he was definitely the comedian of the three kids. He kept us all, I mean, we have the funniest videos of him.
He's the kind of kid that everybody wanted to be around. You know, he was just a good kid.
He's a good kid.
That
kind to all.
Didn't deserve what happened.
No.
And wasn't he going to school to study? It was something to do with sports, wasn't it?
Sports management, I think. I don't know the technical title of it. But yeah, I mean, that was, you know, we told him he should go be a teacher and a coach. I mean, he was incredible the way he worked with kids, and he refereed youth basketball on the weekends in Mount Vernon. You know, I don't know, he touched a lot of people. I mean, it's
wow.
The amount of support that we've seen so far has been incredible. Right? Our neighbors, everybody, it's incredible. I mean, we have messages from people that just are like, I knew him and he was incredible. Our daughter knew him, and all she talked about was how great he was. I mean, it's a huge loss. We with them, and Jim and I left that weekend, and as we pulled out of Moscow, we literally were like, we've done it. We've literally done it as parents.
That breaks my heart.
3 incredible humans that will go on and have something great to offer to this.
That was something on their side.
Honestly, all 3 of them. We literally had a conversation that we will no longer have to worry about these kids because we did it.
What best way, you know, people can support you guys right now?
It's an interesting situation because in all of your hardships in life, you know, whatever you're going through, there's always like an outcome, like you get through it, right? Like, I don't know, whatever it is. This is something you wake up and you realize it's never going to go away, and it's very different. It's a very different. 2 a.m. is a dark hour, I can tell you that. We're all.
And I guess just during this time, like I said, you guys seem very tight knit. Are you just like, what's going forward look like for you? I know that's a hard question right now.
I know a lot of people have asked about that part where she says 2 a.m. is a dark hour. I think it's because that's when everybody was back at home, like back at the 1122 King Road house they were back by 2. So I think that's why she says that in this interview.
No, it seems like you guys are really there supporting each other through this.
I think one of the first things that, like, when we got Maisie and Hunter, one of the first things, I mean, that came to me is that our life has literally taken a left turn, and I don't know how that's going to affect us, but we will not let this sink us or sink our kids, because if anything, they have to go on and shine Ethan's bright light on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Ashley.
The questions I have right now, unless there's anything else you guys wanted to add.
Kids, do you want us? Our kids are here watching. Do you guys have anything you want to add? Hunter, Maisie. He was their number one, and that's going to be a hard loss for both of our kids. Both Maisie and Hunter. I mean, he was kind of each of their number one. So it's going to be hard just for the three of them without him now that they're two. You know, we've gone from 3 to 2, and it's going to be hard for the two kids to figure out how to live life when you've spent 20 years as 3, you know, and now they have to figure out how to be 2 and carry, you know, I don't know. It's terrible. It's important for us. I mean, the reason we've agreed to do this is there's some misinformation out there, and that's been hard for us. And that's why we, as a family, talked about it and agreed to do this, because the things that are being said are 100% not true. There's not drugs involved. There's not some weird love triangle. Ethan stayed the night at his girlfriend's house, who was one of 5 girls who lived in the home. And it's just important that people let the criminal part of it try to work itself out, and that these kids, these all of the kids were just really good, great kids. So, I mean, the light of the school, I mean, everybody knew them.
One of them, I believe, was his girlfriend was also killed. Is that correct?
Yes, Xana. Yeah, they were in the same room.
And I think that's all the questions I have, but I really do appreciate you guys sharing more about Ethan so we can understand more about him and share more about him with, you know, Western Washington and the community here.
Thank you.
So they were in the same room, which we knew that, but this was the first interview they did, and it was so sad. I remember like Maisie and Hunter being there, because I remember her. Miss Chapen she looks over in the interview a lot. But you actually hear her say it too in the interview. She asked if they want to say anything. They obviously are way too grief stricken to say anything. But you know, I think that the parents coming out and saying something was really nice, because it got us to know a little bit more about Ethan at the time, because all we knew was, you know, he was Anna's boyfriend and he was there at the time of the murders. So here's the investigators. Scott Green with the school. That's an eerie picture. This is over by the apartments. It says police shine a blue light on a walkway at an apartment building Tuesday in Moscow, Idaho, about a block from a residence where 4 University of Idaho students were found dead on Sunday near campus. Wonder if they ended up finding anything over there, you know? This is like a walkway from so this would be like a walkway through the apartments through like towards Linda Lane footage. And then we saw this last night, but place of pronounced death 1122 King Road, Moscow, Idaho, cause of death homicide, which is murder, manner of death. Oh, sorry. Oh, what am I doing?
Can you?
Sorry, I think I had my hand on the keyboard. Manner of death, stabbing, and Kathy Mabbitt was the one that did the manner and cause of death. Yeah, I must have known. I must have touched the keyboard slightly. Says that this girl's out here praying outside the home. And then this is, you know, just a visual map to give everybody visual aid on, you know, what happened the night of the homicides. So 11:12 at 2200 to 01:30, Kaylee and Maddie are at the corner club. And then on 11:13 or 11:12, between 200 and 2100 hours, Ethan and Xana attend the Sigma Chi party. On 11:13 in the middle of the morning hours or beginning of the morning hours at 1:40, Kaylee and Maddie are at the grub truck. And then 11:13 at 1:45, Kaylee and Maddie are at the residence. Which I think they actually got there a little bit later than that. It was like 1:56 or something they found out later on. So that's them taking pictures of the windowsills. This is like Bethany's, near Bethany's room right there. And then this will be where the bedroom is that's unoccupied. Wonder if that little window right there opens. I doubt it. I doubt any of that window opens actually, but now you can see everything's on this table. This table was clear. They took everything off of the counters. I heard to get into the drainage, like the sink, the drain. Now, I hope they documented where all that stuff was prior to moving it. But they probably, we're going to hope they did. We're going to hope they did. There they go in with their little slippers over their shoes, their booties. I want to see them coming out and taking them booties off. Which we might not be able to see much anyway, but you know. I mean, they're even wearing booties outside. In the backyard, for goodness sakes. They're wearing booties everywhere. Don't know what that was on that piece of paper, but that would have been nice to know. Like on this. Like what if it was like directions to their house or something? I don't know. Wouldn't that be something else? Wouldn't that be like if it was Kohlberger wrote down or something like his address to their address, like directions to and a little map or something? I don't know. That's not what it was, but that would be pretty humorous because a lot of criminals do that. And they slip up in the most ridiculous ways, you know? But I think the person that committed this crime was very well planned. This crime was very well planned, I believe. That's why we don't have more DNA evidence or more evidence in general than what I believe that they do have. They may have more than what we know, though. This is them looking at the building. They're probably thinking, who the hell put this building together? Because it was a weird shape. It was very weird, just a weird structure. I really can't believe they tore it down. I understand why, and I know that there was no like floorboards that we're hearing, and they took out walls and stuff like that. And there was like asbestos and stuff in there, but I'm just kind of surprised they didn't leave it up for a little while longer. I mean, they haven't put anything in its spot. It's just, you know. Right, Ashley, I believe that too. Yeah, once the adrenaline kicked in and, you know, once you figure out you're actually there and you're doing it, you're actually doing it, like things can go wrong. Things can happen. You know, I know a lot of people they're like, they think that Brian is innocent. I just wish Now, I'm not saying that this is 100% like, wow, like look at all the evidence against this person. But if you think about the circumstantial evidence and the direct evidence, I think they have a pretty decent case. I don't think that the Moscow Police Department is putting this on, and it would have to be Moscow, Idaho. It would have to be the Idaho State Lab. I mean, everybody, Idaho State Police, everybody would have to be involved if they were trying to put this on Brian Kohlberger. And then I ask, why would they do that instead of going and finding the real murderer? I don't believe there's corruption, and I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me. Hey, Southernish, I didn't even know you was in here. I haven't been able to look at the chat because I've been on another page. I'm looking over at it now. So this is from someone that deleted their account, it looks like. It's from November 18th. Me too, dear lady. Me too. I do think it could just be me, though. Oh, this is the post from Brian's mom. Been kind of blue since my son moved from Pennsylvania to Washington to study in a PhD program. I miss him terribly, and I think everything is just a little less colorful without seeing him all the time. But he will be home for nearly a month at Christmas time. Yay! Ooh. That one probably stings, Here is them taking pictures of the road. Look at this guy with the tripod. I don't know. He just makes me kind of laugh. He looks so young. And then you've got your news person here. Who's this? Who is that? Who is this news person? I don't know who it is, but I thought I knew them all. But this person, I don't know who this is. That ain't Brian Enton. And thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. I truly appreciate it. Thank you guys. They're just doing measurements here at this point. This is one of the press conferences that they had. Remember the lady that snuck into the press conference? She even got her question answered. I think she had a double question. Remember, she had her cell phone. Oh, she was embarrassing. She was so embarrassing. Like, if that was I don't know. If I was related to that lady, I would have been like, I don't know her. But, like, yeah. Someone snuck in there. Likely the local news. I thought I just knew a lot of the local ones too, but I guess not. It almost looked like one of the correspondents for Fox, but it wasn't him. These are just pictures of them,
So my name is...
Oh, actually, this might be the first one that they did. The first interview. But this is Maisie and Hunter, of course, and this is the Chapens. I do have on my playlist, these are really good videos if anyone wants to check these out. I have all of the interviews that all the families have done in chronological order. We did a video for each of the victims. So I think Kaylee's might be a part 1, part 2 kind of deal. I think there might be 2 parts to that one because it might have went too long. Because they have been more vocal, than a lot of the other families. But we've got interviews that were since been deleted. They're on there, and yeah, they're underneath my Idaho 4 playlist. So we might have to go through that again and do that.
This is Stacy Chapen. I thought I could do this. Today we're here to honor the life and legacy of our son and brother, Ethan Chapen, one of the most incredible people you'll ever know. Together, we want to extend gratitude
to the following. Our neighbors in Mount Vernon and LaConner, Washington, and the local communities of Priest Lake and Moscow, Idaho, for their ongoing support and care. Our extended family and friends who serve as beacons of strength and remain by our side throughout every moment. The Moscow Police Department, who now carry the burden every day, not only for us, but for all of the impacted families. And the many strangers across the country, your outreach and kind words are profoundly touching. Please know we now consider all of you friends. And lastly, we thank the media for keeping this story top of mind. Thank you. Yeah.
Such a strong woman. So strong. Can you imagine? I couldn't imagine. Mm-mm. I'm reading the chat and it makes me, you guys make me laugh. See that trash sitting out there? Someone pick up that trash and go through it. Someone had Domino's though, it looks like. They had it twice. Looks like right here in this bag, right here in this bag. Am I seeing stuff?
So my name is Stacy.
Whoops. Won't let me zoom in. Oh, you're lucky. And that must mean that I eat out too much if I can see that. But I do like me a good Domino's pizza every now and again, you know? So that's them just looking into the abyss. No, I don't know. They're looking at they're in the back parking lot. They're looking into the back towards the back of the house, probably trying to figure out if this is the way the suspect came into the house. What are you pointing at? It says detectives from the Moscow Police Department and Idaho State Police lead a team meeting. Prosecutors Bill Thompson and Ashley Jennings are also in attendance. Maddie's boots. And her M for her name. Looks so sad. Oh, if you guys remind me, let's see if I can, this is it. Okay. I played this a long time ago, but I'll play it again. It's like a Idaho 4 like simulator kind of thing. Like you can go through the house. So these are the screenshots between Brian and the neighbor. I can't think of his name. He's got the tattoos. I can't think of his name right now. But he's the one that his dad hooked him up with. Like, you know, asked him if he would go and hang out with his son. But it says, hey, do you want to go to, I don't know what that says, Etsy? I'm about to head over there right now. And then, okay, Friday, November 4th. What's good? Hey, bro, nothing much, but I've had the flu all week. And then 8:22 p.m. later in that night, it says, try to feel better soon, man. Somehow I've managed to avoid getting sick this semester. And it says, thanks, man. Today I finally felt good enough to go back to class. So I think Monday I'll be 100%. That's good. Did you get a flu shot? And then nothing else. And then it says, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. And it says, hey, thanks, man. Happy Thanksgiving. And then Brian, and heading to Idaho on Sunday to cover the college student murdered. This is murdered. We meant murders for News Nation. Brian was it too. Wonder what they're looking up at. Maybe that window with the handprint on it. Guess he's looking up at the lock to see if the lock had been messed with. I'm assuming if somebody came through that window, though, they would knock over these pictures and the water bottle. They would knock over some things. Or if they, it looks like, I don't know which way the window goes in. It looks like this way, actually. They would knock over the arrow and the water bottle and the other like wine bottle or champagne bottle. This is the salvage yard where the cars were. Long-term storage. They were there for a long time too. That's at the vigil that they held for the students. That a lot of people think Brian Kohlberger attended. If anyone wants to take a screenshot of this picture and play Where's Waldo, I mean, he might be in there somewhere. This is the table, and it's going to be up on the second floor in that little hallway, like area towards going to between Xana and Dylan's room. Or I'd say Dylan in the bathroom, really, but this is a window in Kaylee's room. Just says no internet detected, no network detected. I'm not sure where we're at in the pictures. Let me see. Okay, so Thursday, December 1st. And then this is the vigil service. So this is Maddie's boyfriend, Jake, Kaylee's family, Xana's family. This is Hunter. This is Ethan's friend, best friend, and the one that found them. It's so sad. Was that Brian? I said Brian it on Twitter. Oh, that scares walkthrough of the house. If I can actually save this image. I have it, but I want to make sure I save it because I wanted to use it one night on a thumbnail.
I knew them. Ethan was always in our house. Dana was a good friend before Ethan even came up. But that's all I really want to talk about right now because I actually have class here in like 15 minutes.
Sigma Chi President Reed Offson says the fraternity is cooperating with the investigation. The fraternity is about half a block from the house where the murders happened.
Does anyone know where they were during that timeline? Like there's still this big chunk where...
As of right now, we've told Moscow PD, Idaho State Police, and the FBI all we know. We're kind of leaving it up to them to piece it together. Obviously, we don't have the utilities or resources to do it on our own, so we're just putting full faith in officers at hand and the detectives doing it. But that's all I really know right now.
Are there any cameras around?
Not on the property.
Moscow police say they are investigating the time frame between 9 p.m. the night before the murders on November 12th and 1:45 a.m. when Ethan and Xana were believed to be at the Sigma Chi house. Meanwhile, detectives are not commenting on whether or not they are making significant progress in the case, only saying they have no suspects identified and will not release information at the risk of compromising the investigation. And we have learned that starting tomorrow, police will go into the house behind me, which is still a crime scene, and start removing some of the personal items that belong to the victims. They say they want to return those items to the families. Nicole?
I knew them.
There he is in his blue Patagonia coat. Just like Ethan had, you know? And that's what he wore that whole winter he was there. I don't know how he did it. I need a Patagonia coat. Apparently. This was the stock photo, you know, of what looked like Brian Kohlberger's car. And then these are just the personal items. Now, why do we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lids on one container? I guess those were all the extra lids maybe they couldn't fit on because they were piling stuff too much, you know, into the other totes. But, you know, you guys have 5 lids there. And that's Maddie Mogan's stuff. Stuff that they could collect and take out. It says Steve Gonzalez on the tag. So I'm assuming that this is either Maddie, because she did go on a lot of vacations with the Gonzalez's, or Kaylee's, which Kaylee was all moved out pretty much. So I don't know if it would have been hers, but it could have been hers because there were boxes still piled up in that room. Now, I don't know whether those were Kaylee's boxes that she needed to like take with her, or if they were the person that was moving in after hers boxes. We can't see that. There's no writing on the boxes, so we don't know. They do take out one of Maddie's tables, her side table, though, and it doesn't look like it has anything on it, so it's kind of crazy. This says Beth on it. I'm assuming for Bethany. See this table, like, I mean, there's something on the leg right here, but nothing. And I know I've seen that in her room. There's a picture of her. We'll probably see it with her standing in front of it. And then there's the infamous picture of the white Hyundai Elantra on Troy Road. There's the Jack in the Box, the DoorDash that Xana had gotten the night of the homicides. That was moved over to the table by law enforcement, which I'm assuming it was to take, they said it was to get to the drain, the kitchen drain. That's what we heard anyway. We don't know that for sure. And welcome in, everyone. If you're just now joining us, we are going through a lot of pictures that I have on my computer that are for the Idaho 4 victims and the crime scene and all of that. And that's what we're kind of going over, and some news videos that were embedded in these photos as well. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Let's see where we're at on here. Okay, so this is miscellaneous photos, maps, diagrams of Moscow. And then let me see how much further we have. Okay. We were down here. This was just Asget's her design. It says diagram of where the victims were located. before the assailant's arrival. So view is from the north. The victims are indicated in purple and the surviving roommates are indicated in orange. Thank you, Brian, for gifting out a membership. That was very nice of you. Thank you. And look at that. How does that happen? You got the gift. How did you do that? Now that is something I've never seen on YouTube in my life. I mean, you can't do that. There's no way to do that. He said, no, that is someone playing. No. I've never seen that before. Was it really him or is it really someone playing? And you guys are getting me now, are you? Because all I saw was he gifted one and then he received the gift. That's all I saw on my end. It's just Brian. It really did do that, yeah. No, it really, yeah, no, it's true. Look, you're green now. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Man, y'all. Brian done trolled you all for the whole night and then gifted himself his own membership. I wish we had control over it sometimes. Actually, I'm glad that we don't. Now that I'm in my second year of being a creator on YouTube, I'm glad because everyone would be like, give me a free membership. Give me a free membership. That's why we can't they give us 10 to give out every month, but that's what, that's other than that, we have to buy them. Speaking of which, let me go over to my channel and I'll gift them out. Or I think I have to do it over here. So just give me just 1 second and I'll gift out some memberships. And thanks for liking the video, guys. I appreciate that so much. Okay, I have 5 left to give, so there we go. And don't give another one to Brian. There we go. Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome in new members. And if you want to become a member and you're not already a member, I'll put the link in the chat. So, and thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate it. So this is just different demonstrations or, different, renditions of the house. And then this is the inside from, looks like Team Idaho Real Estate and Property Management. I think this was like the Zillow listing. So this right here will be, this would have been Bethany's bedroom. This would have been the bedroom that nobody was staying in. And that's the bathroom with the washer and dryer. Living room. Don't know why they didn't mop that floor before they took this picture, but woo. That's just another vision, like another view of the living room. This would have been Xana's room. If you're standing in the corner where the biological evidence was on the other side of the wall, right there. This would have been Dylan's room. And this would have been Dylan's. And then it says DM's room, bedroom with the stairs on the other side. Oh yeah, so like you can see the, the difference. So. Kitchen, obviously. So a smaller kitchen than I initially thought And then this is the upstairs to the third floor. This will be where Maddie and Kaylee had their bedroom. So that's Maddie's bedroom and the bathroom. And then behind the camera, whoever's taking the picture, if they were standing there, then behind, like whatever is behind them, that's Kaylee's room is behind them. And that would have been Kaylee's room. And people asked, like, or people said, like, you know, maybe Brian was jealous of the house and stuff like that. I mean, maybe, because we have seen pictures of the inside of his home as well, and it's not that nice. It's not even, I mean, even for a college student, it's kind of like, whoa, you know, they needed to update it. So this is the walkway that in between that they were, it looked like spraying the luminol or whatever it was in between, or doing blue light, using a blue light anyway. I'm wondering if they thought maybe he parked over here in where the Linda Lane footage is and maybe went through, like cut through that pathway, and that's why they were taking evidence from that pathway. I could see that. This is just pictures of the apartments beside. And then it shows you that I guess that's where they were. Oh, there's a picture of Brian Kohlberger. Hello, friends. Today, my 26-year-old son left for Washington State to begin his doctorate in criminology. We live in Pennsylvania. I probably won't be submitting many designs in the next few days because I will be too busy crying. I will see you all soon. And it says, thank you so much for saying that to me. My son will be in Pullman in the eastern part of the state, quite close to the Idaho border. He knows absolutely no one, and we have no family out there. Or no family there. I worry about him being lonely, so your message made me feel better. Okay. We'll read through a couple more of these, and then we'll come back to it tomorrow. So, all things, I usually complete a lot more challenges. Yeah. But I lost my account for a day, and then my son moved to Washington, and I have been weepy and uninspired. Losing doesn't bother me, but losing to what looks like a dump room is not my favorite thing. I'm confused. Like losing, what? What is she losing? What does she do? Me too, dear lady. Me too. I do think it could just be me, though. Been kind of blue since my son moved from Pennsylvania to Washington to study in the PhD program. I miss him terribly, and I think everything is just a little less colorful without seeing him all the time, but he will be home for nearly a month at Christmas time. I think that's just, I don't think that's true. I don't think he's that much of a ray of sunshine. I'm just saying, oh, but if he is a big ray of sunshine, obviously he couldn't have autism then, right? I'm being very sarcastic when I say that, because the way that they've described the autism with Brian and like the way they think everyone that's autistic has like a million, yard stare is beyond me. But it says here, hi, thought I would start a new post to say hello instead of hijacking Lynn's post. Glad you are well. I am super happy getting ready for my son's visit home in a week or so. Miss him so much. Hope your holidays and everyone's here on the sub are merry and bright. Is this like a Discord or something she's in? So then we got an update. At 9:05 a.m., Moscow police plan news conference today. AP reporting name of man arrested. First picture of Brian Kohlberger. And we'll stop there with Brian Kohlberger. Which one was Reddit? Oh, was that Reddit? I didn't even. That is Reddit. That is funny movement. I'm on Reddit all the time. I'm like, wait, what? It is Reddit. Absolutely so. Okay. Well, I've been on for 2 hours almost. So I am going to jump off here in just a minute, but I do want to go through the post these posts here. There was another post I was thinking of. Oh, the Papa Rogers thread. We've never went through that thread before, and I just wanted to go through a little bit of it with you guys and just get a feel for it for myself, because we never did that one on the channel. For some reason, I think it's because I didn't think in my head that Papa Roger and Brian Kohlberger were one and the same. But I don't know. Maybe after reading this, maybe I'll change my mind about that, because I've never read all of the posts, I don't think. And I've covered this case since the beginning, so I need to do that. I need to be doing that. But if you guys are just now joining us, we went through what all did we go through? Went through a bunch of photos tonight and different videos for Brian Kohlberger. We also listened to the 911 call. It was a little more enhanced. And then in the background, we were trying to pick up words that were said. We are pretty sure that they were saying, someone said poor Kaylee, which is really sad. I think that they were realizing in that moment that those girls were going to be victims on the 3rd floor as well. So I think that's why she said that. Because there's really no other reason to say it, really. I mean, unless you kind of just know what's going to be happening. But I'm glad that you guys were all here to hang out and spend your St. Patty's Day with me. Did you wear green? Well, a lot of you got some green because, we have members. But it's good to see everybody. And I'll be back on tomorrow at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe, because we do talk true crime every evening at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I might do a day live tomorrow on Sudiska, because we haven't covered her case in the last few days, and there are some new developments. They are like taking dude's passport and telling him he could sit in the hotel and wait for them to come and talk to him. So I don't know, it's a lot. It's a lot going on in that case. So maybe we'll cover that. We'll cover that on our next case. Picture quality is outstanding. Thank you. Vincent does all the visuals is Vincent. I just sit here. That's what today I knew that as soon as I went live, during the members live, I knew that my mic wasn't working, because my bubble wasn't going, and then I looked down and it didn't have power, and I'm like, what the heck? So I just unplugged it and plugged it back in, and it worked. And I'm like, look at me. So is it Zaza? Is it from Jays for Justice? Because I saw she did one forever ago. Right, SS, yeah. If anyone is trying to get me to come back in a spirit box or something, don't even try it. I'm not doing it. I'll be around, don't worry, to haunt you all in my own way, but it won't be through a spirit portal. But I will be here to, always to, I will be here to find each and every one of you and haunt you. You'll know it's me too. I'll make sure y'all know it's me. I'll make sure y'all know it's me. But thanks for being here tonight. I do appreciate you guys so much. And all the people that have green eyes, I hate y'all. Really, y'all have to have the prettiest color eyes ever. I'm just kidding. No, my mom had blue eyes. Her eyes were the prettiest that I've ever seen, but I love green eyes. There's just something about green eyes. I love green eyes. They're so pretty. Maybe green's my favorite color too, but But thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. Oh, Zaza, I bet your eyes are beautiful too. I got brown. I got my dad's eyes, but that's okay. But I'm going to go see if Vincent's still awake. Sometimes he's not, and I like to wake him up. I'm like, you've been asleep for a while. You're right. He usually will just like lay with the dogs or something, watch some TV while I'm live. And then he's an old man nowadays. He falls asleep on me. But thanks for being here. Like I said, if you don't mind, take a second, hit the like button on your way out. Your girl works hard for the channel. And so I'll be back on tomorrow at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon. That way you're not, you're always alerted to all new content that comes up. Because sometimes I go live during the day, but most of the time you're always going to find me here at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at night. I'm going to say 100 out of 100 days, usually. And so I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight, we gonna let it rain. Tonight, we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn